What is going on, fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives Make Money on the Trainer podcast. It's your boy B Mark, and I'm joined by my business partner and best friend, the guy who lives next door, the Wolf. What's up, dog?
What's good? How are you?
Doing great, bro. Where are you right now?
I'm currently in Salt Lake City, Utah. So last minute at our last event, I was speaking to Dan Martell, and he said that he was kickstarting something new that he was trying called a private jet mastermind coaching session. And I was like, what the fuck is that? So he ended up chartering a jet that was from an individual I'm probably not supposed to name right now, so I'm not going to. And he brought 6 of his people down. And then we just basically talked on the plane, all had like a little bit of a mastermind, talked about business, talked about each other's businesses, gave tips and more. He did 2 in-depth coaching sessions with 2 of the individuals on the way here. Then we have an event dinner tonight, an event tomorrow. And then on the way back, myself and Curtis are going to get our coaching sessions with him on the private jet. So it's cool.
That's exciting. That's fun.
Bro, it was dope. Flying private was the dopest thing in the entire world. It makes economy like that much more painful. Like once you guys fly economy, you're like, oh, this is normal. Then you hit business and you're like, oh, this is so much better. Then you hit first class and you're like, why the fuck have I ever flown economy? Then you hit a jet and you're like, oh, okay, anything else just means you're poor because this is ridiculous, dude.
Dude, I just thought to myself, I've never flown private before. Interesting.
Dude, it was my first time today and it was funny. They were all looking at me and I was a little kid in a candy shop. I was like looking everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, I get free fruit. They had like a plate of fruit that was like a fucking 3 pounds heavy and shit like that. It was fucking crazy today. It was dope. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to hide it, guys. I'm from the ghetto. Okay, that was dope as fuck. Okay, I'm just trying to act above my station. I was literally not. I'm like fucking hot toweling and shit like that. I'm like, oh yeah, look at the view up in this motherfucker, dude.
That's fire. I love it. It's cool to see the evolution. All right, guys. Cool. So for those of you guys that are new here, this is Pod Chats. On Pod Chats, what we do is we bring up our students. So if you're listening to the Change Lives Make Money on the Trainer podcast and you're not in the academy, you must be kicking yourself because you could be one of the students on this podcast asking a question. Also want to let you guys know that I do have a hard out at the 1 hour mark. So please keep your questions to the point because me and Cole like to fucking ramble. You guys already know this. So if you guys get us your question faster, we can get you a better answer and then we can serve all the students on the call. Without further ado, Jerome, what's up, King?
What's going on?
How the fuck are you, bro?
I'm good. How are you? How's the show?
Dude, the show was great. It was obviously not the outcome that I wanted, but
yeah.
Now I'm working with a new coach and he was like, I think that not winning was everything you needed because I've never had motivation to come into an off season. And I literally did everything in my fucking power to win. And when I didn't win, it just made me realize that I need to grow. So we came home with the best possible outcome and now I'm hungry for more.
Yeah, no, I feel like good job, man. You're a wild man for sure. You're all over the place and still doing it. Like, that's crazy.
Thank you, bro. How can we serve you today?
So my question is for, I guess, it's for the both of you, of course. But I'm trying to just get better at managing my story schedule. And so I'm just wondering if you guys have any like advice or like tips on how I can like manage my stories in terms of just Sunday to Sunday or like Monday to Friday. Like I know I'm like posting posting like my own kind of journey, posting what I do throughout the day, client wins and things like that. But it just like I kind of want to be a little bit more planned in terms of like Mondays I kind of post more like this, or like Tuesdays I've been doing kind of an open Q&A thing lately, and just like more so just having a schedule around that as opposed to just throwing things out there.
So I'm going to give my only piece of advice because Cole's way better at Instagram stories than I am. 2 days of calls to actions, Mondays and Thursdays. That's going to be that's my number one thing that you want to schedule in, Mondays and Thursdays. Why? Because Monday, right after the weekend, people go out, they drink, they party, they do whatever. And that's usually when they feel the worst about where they're currently at physically. So Monday do hard calls to action and Thursday do soft calls to action. That's my story schedule. That's the one that I stick to. Other than that, I'm pretty sporadic. Cole, what's your advice on Instagram stories?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of conflicting advice with that, but it's all contextual, and let me explain. If you guys look at my story, I pretty much will put a link to call you to action to something every single day, no matter what. Whether it's to my YouTube, my clothing brand, all right, coaching, PT Dom, something is going up on my story every single day, no matter what period, because I'm on my story from when I wake up to when I go to bed. There's around at least, bro, 10 stories no matter what. And that's what I want you to stick to, Jerome. 10 stories no matter what. Build that into your routine. 10 stories no matter what. Now, could you build a daily schedule? Yeah, of course. But what happens when you get sick one day? Or what happens when you, like, I'm not going to knock on wood, have to go to the doctor? Like, this is why I don't really fuck with schedules, guys. All right. I fuck with habits and rituals. right? I set baselines like 10 stories no matter what, instead of, okay, this day I have to do this, because it gives you a little bit more versatility and it will help you build more loyal audience. Guys, I have over 200,000+ followers. I only get around 1,700 to 2,200 views on my story. I was talking to Kirsten about this yesterday because we were going over Instagram. Her Instagram is doing really well right now. And I was just giving her a little bit of insight, and we were talking about different shit. And even though both of us have big followings, I only get around 1,700 to 2,100 views on my story. Why? Because I post like 30 fucking stories a day. I'm not trying to come up with any crazy strategy. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing. And because of that, people love it. Like, guys, yesterday, you saw a little bit of boxing. You saw me promo on my YouTube. You saw me call to action my clothing brand. I've sent 6 people to my fucking DMs for PT domination. And I did a Q&A in my fucking costume for Halloween for like 2 fucking hours. Now, if you wanted to set a schedule on something, I would do it around Q&As. Right? Monday and Friday, no matter what, I do a Q&A on my story, Jerome, and it's actually planned into my calendar. Why? Because Monday is an open Q&A. Friday is the struggles and solutions. So Monday, I'm just like, if you have any questions, let me know. And I always send them to my Wolves Den broadcast channel on fucking Instagram, because it gives individuals direct access to talk to me because they can't talk in the broadcast channel. So I just hit forward story and send it right there. And then Fridays, I'm like, if you are fucking struggling, deep struggling, explain it here and let me give you some insight. Other than that, no matter what, 10 stories a day. And because I'm consistently that intense, that consistent, I can just drop links whenever the fuck I want, because it's part of my life now to call you to action. Then you could do a hard one once a week, like Brian was saying, but you don't need to worry about fucking like getting calculated with it, because they're used to seeing Jerome every day, all day, no matter what, period. Feel me?
Yeah. I've been doing the Q&As every Tuesday, so that's kind of been my thing right now. I guess, I was just curious if there was like a flow I should have or any kind of like...
Your flow is your life.
Okay.
You wake up and you go to the gym, show that. You fucking eat your food, show that. Dude, look at my story. It's the same shit every single fucking day. But
yeah, no, I've watched a lot of yours, so...
Yeah, and people love it, dude. People eat that shit up because it's like, okay, I actually see Cole literally sleeping 4 hours a night, waking up at 3 a.m. every fucking day, doing all these things. Like, I see him do the shit that he's talking about. That's what people want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Perfect.
Bam. Great answer.
I was just saying one thing. Thanks for putting up the day in the life video that I was asking for. I loved it.
Got you, bro.
Appreciate it. Brian, you're next. I'm waiting for yours.
Shameless plug. Watch my YouTube channel for everybody. It was fucking dope.
The YouTube's been dope. I've been loving it.
Thanks,
Cool.
G.
That's dope. Day in the life next week. You got it.
All right, cool.
Bet. I'll record it next week. It'll be up in a couple weeks.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys.
Cool.
Right.
Mr. David Getz, what up?
Hey, boys. How you guys doing?
Best day of our lives, brother. How are you doing? Mr.
Awesome.
50?
Hey, fuck, your back pose, man, I don't know how you didn't win, because I've been competing for the last 6 years, and that was why I got second place in my last competition, was my back pose. So I've been working on it, and I looked at yours, and it's like, fuck, it's perfect. Like, I don't know how you didn't get first place. Fuck.
Bro,
It's
trust
flawed,
me.
man. It was rigged.
Trust me. I'm still chapped about it. But at the end of the day, it's a subjective sport, and I got to fucking accept the place that I got and go into the off season.
Absolutely.
For me, it's like the fact that there was an argument on whether I should have been first and second isn't acceptable for me. So I'm going to come back next year and I'm going to make sure that there's no fucking question.
I'm sure you'll be there. So, hey, a question I got for both of you is, I'm going to Mexico family vacation for Christmas, 10 days.
Yep.
So I'm trying to maximize it with my business. I'm doing a prep myself. So I'm going to do a photo shoot when I'm down there at the Jungle Gym.
Nice.
But also I'm thinking, how can I indirectly hustle down there without actually hustling, if that makes sense? I'm going to be like at a massive resort, like thousands of overweight people. I'll be a walking billboard, but obviously I don't want to go around with business cards while I'm on vacation. But is there any strategies that you could suggest, knowing that January 1st is like a week away when I'm down there? People will be thinking about getting into shape, like direct them to my profile and, hey, follow me and I'll give you a free meal plan, whatever. I don't know, you got any ideas?
So first things first, you're on vacation, so fucking enjoy it. That's number one.
Yes, I will.
So number two is, when I'm like, quote unquote, working on vacation, it's like an hour of non-negotiables is the work that you're fucking going to do, period. If you're going to work an hour of non-negotiables, if you're going to take vacation, actually take vacation and just prep in advance so you do all the work on the front end.
Mm-hmm.
The third thing is, like, if you're jacked as fuck, just walk around without a shirt. And then when people ask you like what you do or whatever, be like, oh, dude, I'm like an online coach. Do you have Instagram? And just grab their Instagram.
Okay.
Go ahead, Cole.
So do the 10 before 10 a.m. morning routine, period. That is literally,
Yeah.
I built that routine because me and Brian were traveling, guys. I didn't know how to fucking work and travel. Brian introduced me to that lifestyle. So I was like, I didn't understand how to operate properly. So I built up the 10 before 10 a.m. specifically because I was a traveling entrepreneur. And it's 3 things to do with your health, 3 things to do with your relationships, and 3 things to do with your business, plus a bonus that you can add on that you can manipulate it as well, David. So it's up to you. That'll also get all your work that you need done before 10 a.m. And then you can spend the rest of the fucking day with your family and do whatever the fuck you need. Okay. The old video, guys, is in the website right now. I'm actually going to be filming a new one for you guys just because I want to keep it fresh. And I want to make sure that it's very easy for you guys to understand. It'll be uploaded within the next 30 days to the website itself. That's number 1, though. Number 2, I want you to develop a very simple ebook. Guys, this advice is contextual. All right. And I want you to do 14-day abs or 3 recipes to help you see your abs, something simple, David. The reason why is because, like Brian said, you're going to be a billboard. Walk around with your shirt off. When people come up and ask you, what do? Start building a little bit of a relationship. All right, yeah, this is me. I'm just here down with my family today. I really appreciate you complimenting me. I work hard for this body, blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to let you know that, if you do follow me and you want a little bit of help with your fucking goals, if you send me a DM with the word fucking vacation, I'll send you a free ebook. I'm just something I do whenever I'm out just to kind of give people more value. This way, you're instantly locking in the lead. You'll capture that phone number, you'll capture that email, and you'll know everybody that DM'd you and contacted you while you're on vacation.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, if I wasn't on my couch, bro, when I was at Alpha Elite, I would have signed a disgusting amount of clients because the amount of people that were like, "You're so jacked. What do you do?" Like when you're a walking billboard, you're just like, that's what you're doing. So just fucking
My goal. Awesome. Well,
That's
these are great ideas. Fuck this. I'm glad I asked this question. So that's fantastic.
Cool, brother. We're proud of you. Keep it up.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate all your help.
You're welcome.
Peace, G.
Mr. fucking Beard, what's up, brother?
What's going on, guys?
That's Mike. I know it, and I can't even see his face right now.
I haven't seen you in a while, Cole. What's going on?
What's up, G? Your beard's getting so long, you have more hair in your chin than I have on my entire fucking body right now.
Looks like it. I've wanted to talk to you the last 2 pod chats because I became a father a few weeks back.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I talked to Brian the last couple pod chats. I changed my avatar to helping busy parents without spending hours at the gym. Now I'm still transitioning my content into that. But since then, I find I'm adding 50 people a day on Instagram and my numbers are not going up at all. I can't pass, I think it's 1,600 followers, and I'm trying to delete following, but it will not let me.
Yeah.
Now, with my new niche, my new avatar, obviously I'm starting to add the right people right now, but is there a reason why that my following is not even even with me adding people, I can't pass a specific freaking number?
What do you mean adding people? Explain.
Following people, doing lead gen.
So, why are people not following you back?
Yeah, I know.
They don't like your content.
I get that.
So, I also want to ask you a question, and maybe you got this advice from another podcast or something else, but I'm curious, why the fuck would you change your avatar to new dads when you are a new dad and you have no idea what that life is about?
Well, it's because I want to help man and woman. And with my avatar was just everybody, all the people that I want to help, all my friends, let's say, they're parents. They're completely overweight, they're obese. All my clients are all parents. And they all have the same pain, they all have the same excuses.
Yep. Pause. I get where you're going here. Now I'm curious, all right, because you've said this to me and Brian. How many clients did you sign before you changed your niche? And how much money were you making? Because you were killing it, right?
Right now, I have 12 clients. I got to 20. I have 3 leaving me this week. They don't want to renew. They are giving me a testimonial. But all my clients, every single one, is a parent. So I feel like if I become a parent, I can have more connection posts because I can relate to all that.
Right.
You're helping ladies. Yeah, I can give you value, but I can't relate to half the people.
And I agree. And that makes sense to me. But you also can relate to them to a certain degree. You're just focused on gender and what's between your legs and not the pain that you're currently dealing with. You feel me? This is the thing that a lot of you guys don't understand is that it's nothing to do with gender. It's to do with emotional bandwidth and other shit. Now, I'm just putting that in your brain right now because what you were doing was working, meaning what do you need to do to get more followers? What you were doing. All right. Changing your avatar niche to new dads or busy dads who don't want to spend hours and hours in the gym isn't going to be the main thing that brings you in followers. You creating in-depth content that triggers emotion in them is. Does that make sense? People resonate with me as a dad because I created a video saying your children should be your reason, not your fucking excuse. And then I explain the work ethic that I put in on a daily basis to provide for my wife and my child. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, what pains do you specifically want to solve for these fathers and for these parents, Mike?
Well, mostly like to get rid of their belly fat, because I feel like that's the biggest. And then to gain the confidence back, to be able to actually have the energy to play with their kids and not feel like
There we go.
gasping.
That's it. That's it. So what I want you to do is create 3 pieces of content. All right. You
Okay.
could do a carousel, you could do a regular written piece, and you could do a video that is directly giving value, or an opinion piece off of that specifically. Not having time to play with your children. Feel me?
Okay.
Or being too gassed out to play with your children. Or neglecting your children because you don't have the energy after work. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because
that-
adding people, like you're following people, you're trying to unfollow people, and you're like, people aren't adding me back. That worked in, like, again, 2021, maybe 2019. The main way, all of you guys, and I want everybody to write this in the chat box, please. And sorry, I'm rambling here. I know Brian hasn't cut me off yet. In the chat box, write this down. The main way for you guys to build your accounts are create good content. That's it.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in. So your network expanding, Mike, which is good. Now, I'm a big believer in everybody write this down. If it isn't broken, don't fix it.
Yes.
So who's here when Jay came up last week and asked a question? Who's here? So Jay came up, asked a question. He's like, I want to change my avatar. And I was like, why? And he's like, because I'm not passionate about creating content. And I'm like, why are you not passionate about creating content? And we dove into it. And basically he was like, he started just creating content for his avatar and not for him. And he just lost his passions for his content. And like, so he's like, I'm just going to change my avatar. You guys, changing your avatar is not a good solution if you are making money in your coaching business, period. So you can start putting out content that's about like your journey as a father. That's connection content, Mike. Like the content that was making you money was the belly fat content. By the way, for those of you guys that are raising your hand late, just letting you know, we do have a hard out at the hour mark. So if we don't get to you and you raise your hand late, just want to give you a little bit of a heads up. Like changing your avatar is not the solution, especially if your business is in momentum. So you can create content that's connection-based content that's about you being a father and still deliver value to your audience, because the first pain point that you said when Cole asked you, what do people struggle with, was losing belly fat. Everybody struggles with that. And you were signing clients when you were talking about it. So continue talking about that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And especially if you know that, like, and sometimes we make a change in our business and then we're like, oh, fuck, that was bad. I need to change back. And Cole and I have done this all the time. We do this frequently as business owners. As an example, last year, we used to do an enrollment every single month for the $1 Million Mastermind. This year, we cut it back to 3 times a year because we're like, it's more successful for our students when we do it 3 times a year. We made a pivot. It was the wrong move. So we pivoted back. Sometimes that happens.
So the last time you and I talked, Brian, you mentioned, this was a while back ago, you're saying like how many clients I have and what's my pretty much like how many clients I have for man and woman. And I have more clients for females. And you said, well, there's your avatar.
Yep.
So I started making scripts towards females. And then I went on a phone call last week with Shell and Caleb, and I was asking some questions. And Caleb's like, why do you want to work with females?
Pause 1 sec. But so this is the problem, right? You were doing something that was working though, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So don't fucking change it. Fuck everyone's opinion.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
this-
I get that.
This is important, because if you're doing something that's working and you attend a call and somebody gives you an opinion, but your shit's working, be like, cool, thank you for the advice. Don't fucking take it.
But I feel it can be better.
And I definitely agree. Your content could be better. I just looked at it, and this is going to be a prerequisite, Mike. No matter what, put this in your calendar. You're showing up to content on it next week, because me and you need to dive into it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, all of this can be fixed if you stop posting a photo with 3 fucking sentences underneath it. Because I just saw 6 of those in the last 9 posts.
All right.
That's why you're not getting leads. That's why you're not growing. So I'm like, this is all contextual, the whole conversation we're having. I just went to your Instagram. In the last 9 posts you've made, you have 4 photos where it's a photo of you in the mirror, and you have 4 sentences underneath the photo. That doesn't provide anybody anything. Nobody's going to follow you or hire you for that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So it's like all of this is valuable. The main thing you need is a content on it. So please show up on Tuesday. Me and you will dive in. You're going to be the first one that I bring up, and we're going to go ham. So get ready to fucking work, because don't fix what isn't broken. Obviously, the individuals that are more attracted to you is your avatar, but that doesn't mean change up all of your content to just focus on them. It's more of like, okay, they resonate with this type of pain. Let's expand on the pain. And then let's lean into shit that's working, that's giving them value. Let's not dim down what we are producing and see if people come more. Does that all make sense? You resonate with that?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
One last thing I'm going to say. This is for everybody. Okay. If a coach gives you a piece of advice, take that piece of advice and run with it for 6 weeks. Because if you take my advice and then you do it for a week and then you show up to a call next week and somebody gives you different advice and then you change that and then you take that person's advice, then you do that for a week and the fruits of the labor haven't paid off from the first one or the second one, then you come to another call and they're like, okay, do this. So now you're on the third piece of advice. It's like, you're never actually going to make forward progress, because that would be like the fat loss client that does your workout program for a week and then goes to another coach. And the other coach is like, why the fuck are you doing lunges? Do squats. And you're like, okay, I'll do squats. Then you do squats. Then you go to another coach. Other coach is like, squats are fucking stupid. Do leg press. And you're like, okay, I'll do leg press. And then you're like, why am I not losing weight? Because you're fucking program hopping. So don't strategy hop. If I told you to do something, fucking do it for an extended period of time. So when you show up to Cole's content audit and he says, do this, this, and this, that is the plan for 6 weeks.
Sounds good, man. Thank
And
you.
if anybody gives you other advice, tell them Cole says fuck off. And there we go.
All right, I'll be there Tuesday.
Bet.
I'll see you then.
All right.
Zal, what place were you in line? Do you remember?
After Sammy.
Okay, perfect. Sammy, what up?
Hey, how you doing?
Best day ever. Congratulations on joining the mastermind, motherfucker.
I know. So that's what I was coming on here. I just am really sharing wins, but I swear, like talking to you 2 weeks ago when I like had my little mental breakdown about my family. So I just wanted to point out like how just showing up and listening to you helps, because one, I've been taking the 2-hour break in between my day to like go hike, go do a trail ride, like something like that. Then I did the mirror method. That was so powerful. I cried my eyes out like all night, literally last night, Brian, for like 40 minutes. And Tom came home and was like, are you okay? Like that was so powerful. And then I took your advice and took a yoga class. And today I had like all these creative things, and I've been so stuck with content, and I just wanted to come on here and be like, take the plunge, because signing up for the 10K gave me all the motivation I needed. Like I felt like I didn't have a place and I felt like I wasn't inspired. And going into a group where there's only 100 people, I was like, shit, like all eyes are on me. I got to show up. And I've been like consistently doing my non-negotiables. I'm going away in November for my best friend's graduation, and I'm excited for it, like to take the time off, but to still work. So just here to share wins and say that like just listening to you guys helps tremendously. And also loved the whole vision, this whole everything for the goal setting. I wrote it out. I put it in my doc too. And the morning routine Cole did. I watched like 3 back-to-back modules. Fire. Like I love that you started with mindset, because I finally feel like, okay, like let me get this in check and I'm ready to hit my 10K this month. So that's me being accountable, saying I'm fucking doing it.
Yeah. So just for some context, because you just joined the 10K Mastermind, can you explain to the podcast and the students on the call, what's been the difference so far between the modules and the 10K Mastermind and the Academy?
I would say one, I was actually excited to do them. Like the Academy, I didn't really follow through, but I feel like the fact that you guys are setting us up with the mindset first, I was like, okay, now I have a whole plan. Like I feel so organized because you guys are setting us up that way to like first plan how to do up here and then go into learning more and actually implementing it.
Beautiful. I love that. So first of all, how many of you guys were skeptics? And as soon as you joined the Academy, you're like, these guys are scam artists, but I'm going to try it anyways. Raise your hand. Be honest. It's okay. I believe it's okay. I know. So that's why in the Academy, the first thing we teach you is how to sign a client. So as soon as you join, we're like, here's how to sign clients. And then you sign a client, you're like, oh shit, they're not scam artists. This actually fucking works. So that's why we do it that way, just so everybody knows. And then in the 10K Mastermind, now that you guys know how to sign clients, we teach you guys how to fucking fix your mindset, dial in your vision, dial in your morning routine, dial in your schedule, so you can become more efficient entrepreneur, so you can start to make more money. So I appreciate you, Sammy. I'm excited for you to crush the 10K Mastermind. You're going to do amazing.
Me too. I keep writing. I'm like, I'm going to be one of those names, like the names that you asked for like a testimonial. I'm like, that's going to be me. So I have it on my vision board. I'm rocking and rolling. So that's all I had to say, but wanted to bring some positive energy.
You the best. I appreciate you. Zal, what up?
Hey, I don't know if Jay was in front of me or not, because I thought he was before Sammy. So I had DM'd him. But my question would be quick if he isn't ready. I'm
Hit it.
doing the 14-day challenge. And I just want to make sure, like outside of like going through the modules, going through some of the stuff I've seen in the Academy, like any advice, because I feel like this is going to be the breaking point for my 5K month. I know for sure my content needs to be better. So I'm definitely going to be on that call on Tuesday. But I just wanted anything that you like non-negotiable outside of like making sure I'm DMing 50 people. Like, what do you guys have for me just to like make sure this is the coldest 14-day challenge that I do?
First things first. When does your 14-day challenge start?
It's going to start on the 6th.
On the 6th. So you're not going to be at content audits because you're going to be focusing on your 14-day challenge. So I just want to fucking step number 1, focus on income generating activities. Everybody write that in the chat box. Focus on income generating activities. So when you're running a 14-day challenge, the only thing I want you focused on is things that are going to help you with the 14-day challenge. So as an example, if you want to come to Pod Chats next week and you're in the middle of your challenge, you have a question about your challenge, you can do that. Other than that, stay the fuck off content audits and focus on your 14-day challenge. So that's step number 1.
I just want to touch on that. The reason why, guys, is because you're going to ask me about your content, but you already have 20 leads in your challenge. So go fucking focus on them instead of focusing on outward.
Yep. Number 2, you said you want to make this 14-day challenge, and I want to change that. I know you're using a funny word, but I want to do a little bit of wordplay here. You want to make it the hottest 14-day challenge. And the reason you want to make it the hottest 14-day challenge, everybody write this in the chat box. Energy matters when it comes to challenges. And so the way that challenges will always work, you guys, number 1, there's always going to be a percentage of people who want free shit. Fucking who gives a fuck? You overserve and deliver to value to them anyways. You also need to understand this about challenge. Challenge psychology goes like this. Challenge psychology says at the start of the challenge will always be the hottest. And by the end of the challenge, the temperature of the challenge will always die off a little bit. This is what that means. Let's say at the start of the challenge, 50% of the people engage with your challenge. That means by the end of the challenge, you're going to have about 20% of people engaging with the challenge. Make sense? Have you guys ever had a 14-day challenge where you start the challenge, 10 people start, and then 3 people end, and you're like, what the fuck happened to my challenge? Right? So it's always going to happen like that. So your job, Za, write this down, is to start the party hot. You guys ever been to a nightclub where you walk in, and as soon as you walk in, there's fucking music going crazy, people are dancing, everyone's going fucking nuts, and you're like, yo, this is fucking lit. Versus when you walk into a nightclub, you walk onto the dance floor and there's fucking one person dancing and he's doing like a fucking chicken dance. And you're like, what the fuck am I doing here? Right? So you need to make sure you start the party hot. So the way that you do that is you let the requests build up in the Facebook group. Don't let everybody into the Facebook group until you're ready to accept them all. By the time you let people into the Facebook group, make sure that there's a welcome video posted, ready to go, etc. As soon as you welcome people into the group, you want to tag everybody in the welcome video, being like, yo, welcome to the motherfucking party. Make sure you guys watch this video and let me know once you're done and introduce yourself in the comments. Then what you want to do is you want to individually message every single one of them, send them a voice note and be like, yo, Sarah, what's going on, girl? It's your girl, Za. I just accepted you into the 14-day challenge group. Make sure you go introduce yourself by the end of today. And I'm going to be sending you some more information about how to access your meal plan, your training plan, etc. You start the party hot, right? Then the challenge is going to start super engaged, super hype, etc. Your job is to keep that energy throughout the challenge. Now understand, if you get 80% of the people that will engage at the start of the challenge, by the end of the challenge, you have 50% of the people engaging. It's still a lot better than 10%, right? So the harder you start, the harder you finish. That's like challenge psychology. Last thing I'll say, and this is super important, everybody write this in the chat. You don't have to wait until the end of the challenge to sell. You don't have to wait until the end of the challenge to sell. The fact that they even applied to your weight loss challenge tells you that they need to lose weight, correct? Like if it's a 14-day fat loss challenge and they entered, they obviously are also saying, hey, I have fat to lose, correct or incorrect? Okay. They also are subconsciously saying, I'm interested in working with you. Otherwise, they wouldn't have applied to your challenge. So their intent is there. They want to work with you and they have fat to lose, right? Now, out of those 25, 30 people that have fat to lose and want to work with you, there's going to be a small percentage, let's say 5 to 10, that are ready to take action now. They may have been in your audience for a while and have been thinking about working with you. And then they saw the 14-day challenge and they saw it as an excuse to reach out to you and ask for help. It's your job to sift through those hot leads and get them on the call as soon as possible so you can sell them into your fitness program. If you're going to sell before the 14-day challenge, the way that you want to position it on the call, who here has watched the Shadow Monk video on my YouTube? Have you watched it, Za? Go watch it again before your challenge. That's your homework. Go watch the Shadow video to get yourself in the mindset. But basically what you want to do on the call, like you're going to run them through the same sales script. And then before you pitch, you're basically going to be like, all right, so listen, Za, like I can tell that you're super serious about your goals and that you need to lose this 20 pounds. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. The 14-day challenge is for people who are kind of beginners and they're not really serious about their weight loss goals. And you see like the type of person who actually wants to lose this 20 pounds. Is that correct? You're going to be like, yeah, I want to lose it. Like, okay, great. So what I want to do is I want to offer you an opportunity to work with me in my 90-day transformation program. And here's exactly what you're going to get. Boom.
Yeah.
Last thing, because I believe we put this in the units, but I'm just double checking. At the end of the 14-day challenge type form, do you have the 2 questions? Do you know what questions I'm talking about?
No. Is this from the old video or the new ones?
It's okay. It's all good. I got you. This is what you're going to put. At the end of the type form, you're going to put this. There's going to be 2 questions. Question number 1 is going to say, At the end of the 14-day fat loss challenge, I'm going to present you with the opportunity to work with me into my 90-day transformation program. Is that something that you are interested in? Have that be a yes or no answer. Underneath that, you're going to have a question that will say in brackets, optional, leave your phone number for a free 15-minute consult. And the reason you want to set it up like that is because anybody that votes yes, they want to work with you, expresses interest, and then leaves their phone number, which is optional for a consult, is a very hot lead. Why? Because they said that they want to lose weight because they joined your fucking challenge. They also have intent of working with you because they applied for your program, and they said they're interested in your program, and they left their phone number.
Mhm.
That's a person you want to book a call with before the challenge starts and sell them before the challenge. Helpful?
Yep. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Go make 5K.
Absolutely.
Let's go. Jay, what up? Wait, before I move forward, I'm curious what your guys' main takeaway was from that little conversation. Drop it in the chat box. What up, Jay?
What's up, coach? How you
How you
doing?
doing, dog? Great, man. How you doing since our last conversation?
I'm doing really good. I changed everything. So I feel really confident in how I'm speaking. You let me know to document. I've been carrying around my phone, recording everything besides like my DSLR and whatnot. So really, really good.
Good, bro. Are
There
you
we go.
feeling a lot more aligned in your content?
I am, yes, because I'm not trying to talk to fat people. I'm trying to talk to my old self, and my old self relates to what respectfully overweight people go through. So
I fucking love it, bro. I love it. How can we serve you today?
yes, sir. So my question is more off of program pricing. I just listened to one of your recent podcasts yesterday, and it just got my gears turning. So right now, my target audience, or who hears me the most on social media, are individuals who are in their 20s, mid 20s, and very, very small amount of 30-year-olds. And so I've noticed that either the last couple calls I've been on has either been one, it's been people who just graduated college, they're on their way building up their career. Number two, still staying at their parents' house and working. And number three, either working full time. Now, with that being said, I think my qualification process is pretty solid on figuring out their work type. But for people who may not seem financially capable just yet, is it better to just pitch a $97 low ticket program rather than the full program?
It depends.
Yeah,
Can I
agree.
jump in here right quick, B?
Yeah, of course, bro. It's all you.
It's contextual, all right? And this is the thing. How much are you making on a monthly basis right now, Jay?
Right now, 900.
Perfect. So you get on the phone with absolutely every individual that will get on the phone to you, and then you downsell them to the lower programs that you have. Okay? Because right
Mhm.
now, trying to make an assumption based off of somebody's financial ability is just not a good move for you. So trying to
Mhm.
like, well, I don't know if they'll be able to afford it, and they're kind of flaky or whatever. So I'm just going to try to pitch them a low ticket program through the DMs. That's not going to be
Mhm.
very beneficial. We want to get people into your main program to not only give you more opportunities to transform lives, but to also up your bottom line. So every person should be getting on the phone with you, and then have a low ticket, something simple, all right, that you can downsell them into on the phone. Now, we have a very old training in the academy that I'm going to be redoing for you guys, and then keeping the same sales process in there that I utilized to sell a fuckload while I was on the drive to the dentist. When I was bringing it up, it was very funny, but it's very simple. If you guys are under, right, I would say 10K. If you're under 10K a month, you should be getting on the fucking phone with everybody that you can, and then downselling them to programs that they can't afford if they can't afford your main program itself. Make sense?
Yep.
So,
Okay.
Jay, I agree with Cole completely. When I was an online fitness coach, I literally viewed myself as a pussy when I offered low ticket. Okay. So, like, that's like the
Mhm.
level that I fucking play at. Every single person that's
Mhm.
interested in my program has the money to pay me. And I'm a pussy if I offer them low ticket. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
So, like, here's the thing. Okay. I remember, I'm going to give you a story. There was a girl who applied for to work with me when I was working at Aesthetic Nation. And this was when
Mhm.
I was like 4 years in. So at 4 years in, I had 7 trainers on the team, and I was usually the one that got the most applications. And I also had 50 clients. So oftentimes when clients would message me and they're like, I want to work with you, I'd be like, my roster's full, but I've got a great trainer on my team. His name's Cole Da Silva. He's going to help you change your fucking life. And I'm going to introduce you in a group chat. But this girl specifically was 19 years old. She's like, I want to work with you. So I knew she was 19. I knew she was in college. I was like, okay. So I got on the call with her, and my limiting beliefs were like, she's 19, bro. Like, she's not going to have the money. She's in college, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, fuck it. So I pitched her, and I didn't even tell her about the monthly option. I was like, yeah, so to work with me, it's $1,500 for 12 weeks. And she like sat with her for like a minute. And she's like, do you do payment plans? I was like, if you need to, yes, but it's $1,500 for 12 weeks. And she's like, okay, I'll do it. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Because I didn't really want to take any more
Mhm.
clients. Like I wanted to give her to like Cole or whatever, but she like wanted to work with me. So moral of the story is always assume they have the money. And
Yes.
if you're not
Okay.
closing sales, the worst thing that you guys can fucking do if you're not closing sales is be like, oh, it's because like people are broke and in college. And no, it's your sales skills. And if you always believe that it's your sales skills, then you'll always do the work to level up your sales skills. And if you always do the work to level up your sales skills, you'll always get better. If you always get better, you'll make more money.
Mhm. I'm going to tell a little background story too, because I think it'll make you laugh, B, because this was very funny. I went to the Andy Elliott compound, right? Very recently. It's on my YouTube channel, guys. Danny told me about something that they do at their events. Okay. It's like a selling point. He's like, at the end of their events, if they do a pitching moment, what Andy Elliott will do on stage is he will say, okay, dope, guys, we came to the end of the event. I love all y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in, blah, blah, blah. If you don't want to buy into the program and if you don't want to expand your knowledge, stand up right now. And everybody's sitting there like, and no one stands up because no one wants to be that motherfucker who
Mhm.
stands up and says, I don't want to fucking expand my life and level up. And he's like, it's okay. There's no hard feelings. And if someone does stand up, they're like, okay, dope, okay, you can leave, lit. And then they leave. And then he's like, lit. Now that everybody did stay, and then he pitches. And he has the level for everybody, but they don't pitch low ticket. They only utilize for individuals who don't want to buy the high ticket. The reason why I say that to you is because, again, I'm just cementing what B said. Bro, everyone has cash. We had one girl, her name was Carly. All right. Carly didn't even have a regular job. I fucking love this girl to today. She was one of my best fitness clients ever. She was with us for forever. Literally stayed with me for like 3 fucking years. Did my coaching in full for a year every single time. And then she's like, I want to become a coach. And we're like, okay. And this was back when we used to do massive enrollments. We didn't have the CLA baseline yet, guys. And she just paid $5,000 in full for the CLA to become a fucking coach so she could learn before we even started it. And again, because I made no assumptions, I was just like, this is what it is. She's like, okay. Like me and Brian could probably tell you 30 stories like this today because it's, again, we never assume people are broke. We assume people want to expand their lives and make money.
Got you. Thank you. That really helps. Honestly, I think my biggest flaw was making assumptions. I can look at somebody's profile or I mean, like obviously we can tell like if they don't have a profile
Fuck
picture or
that.
whatnot.
You're not even allowed to look at their profile
No.
anymore.
No.
Fuck that.
Yeah, bro, you have no idea.
Fuck
What
that.
do you mean?
Okay.
Fuck
You look at
that.
a profile and figure out if they have money. Fucking
Dude.
Mark Zuckerberg wears the gray sweater in every fucking
Also,
thing he does.
Caitlin Wilson in the $1 Million Mastermind, we had this talk about assumptions. This was about a year ago. So Caitlin Wilson is making anywhere between $60,000 to $100,000 per month. She sold, this is not a joke. She sold a $2,500 paid in full to a girl named Sarah that had a horse profile picture on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then she posted in the mastermind. She's like, never make assumptions.
For sure.
You don't know.
You're right.
Bet.
Got you. Thank
All
you.
right.
both.
Time to turn it the fuck up in fucking
Yes,
November.
sir.
Time to
I'm
turn
not
it.
looking at profiles, man.
All
Oh.
right, do me a favor. Just Google Warren Buffett, how he fucking dresses, and then ask yourself, does this guy have fucking money? There you go.
Bet. Appreciate you.
Got you, bro. Pedro, what up?
Dude, your guys' YouTube is literally amazing. Like I watch Cole's every single day. It's so good. And so my question is, I had a call with this dude like last Monday, and then this week I launched a challenge, and he applied and everything. On the last 2 calls, he said yes and like left his number and everything. And he gave me the objection on like pals and money, but I didn't do well. It was like my fault, and
Yeah.
I just want, what should I do? Like he just said, I'm interested again.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would let him into the challenge, and then I'd be like, hey, I saw you left your number for a free 15-minute consult. And so I'd be like, I'm not going to do a free 15-minute consult because we'd already had this conversation a couple of times. I'm like, but if you do the challenge and you're actually serious about changing your life, then send me a message and we can have a conversation.
All right.
So literally
Bet.
just fucking boom. Like, dude, after like, there was this funny story. I'm not going to name his name, but there's somebody that is in my audience, and I'm not going to name his name. He's listened to literally every single one of my podcasts, like all 950 of them.
Hi.
And he's listening for sure. He's like paying another mentor, and he's been in other mentorship programs. And he like used to message me like once a month being like, bro, I pay my other mentor and I learned so much more from your podcast. And I'm like, why the fuck are you not in my program? So finally one day he messages me and he's like, I want to join. He's like, tell me the details. And so I like go over the details, and then, you know, like he gets back to me the next day. He's like, I can't, I'm like loyal to this mentor. And I'm like, okay, like no worries. And then the next month he sends me a message. He's like, bro, I'm fucking like all in. He's like, I'm so sick of like listening to your podcast and not jumping the fan. Like I'm fucking all in. I'm like, sign me up. He's like, how much is it? And I told him. He's like, send me the link. I'm paying. I'm like, cool. So I send him the link. And then 24 hours later, he's like, I can't join. He's like, I'm really sorry, blah, blah, blah. My mentor. A month later, he sends me a message. He's like, okay, this time I'm serious. And I'm like, honestly, I'm fucking not interested. I'm like, I'm not interested. You've wasted my time twice now. And I'm like, I'm not playing this back and forth game with you. Keep listening to the podcast. Have a nice fucking day. And it's like, I'm not willing to spend any more time chasing you down if you're not serious about your goals. Does that make sense? So like, you need to be willing to draw that line. And Pedro, write this down. Respect my time. And you're not asking other people to respect your time, by the way. This is for all of you. You're asking yourself to respect your time. Because when you truly respect your own time, you won't allow other people to waste it. Like if you fucking book a call with me and you no-show, you better believe that the message from me is gonna be like, hey, Za, thanks so much for booking a call. I noticed that you no-show and I didn't hear from you. So if you are serious about your goals and you're ready to change your life, send me a message when that time comes. But like, my time is valuable and I'd appreciate it if you send me a message next time you were going to make the call. Like they're going to read that and they're going to be like, oh, fuck, right? This girl ain't messing around. So like, I respect my time so much that other people respect it as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
I'd still let them into the challenge, but I would also be like, you don't get a free consult. And if you're serious about changing your life, you can send me a message and we can have a conversation.
All right. So let him in the challenge first before I reach out.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome, King. Sharon, what up?
Hey guys, I hope you're having the best day ever. I'm going to try to make my questions really quick. I have two. I watched one of the trainings that was in the group about, I forgot who it was, but they basically said, I want to make an ebook to warm my leads. But they said to write down 10 of the main beliefs of my client and break down that belief. So I was just wondering from you guys, what is a good strategy to make a killer lead warming ebook? How much value should I provide, if any?
Perfect. So, great question. So short, sexy, straight to the point. 3 pages max. 3 pages max with lots of pictures. Inside of the ebook, you want to put a lot of testimonial photos. Why? Because you want your prospect to be able to open it, see that you're smart, see that you know what you're talking about, see that you're working with clients that are getting great results, and get enough value where they're interested in working with you. But it's got to be short, sexy, straight to the point. Cole and I did a fitness challenge where we had 650 people register for the challenge. We spent about, I think it was like $3,000 to $5,000 on ads filling the challenge. We wrote them an ebook that was 61 pages long and we sold one person.
It was horrible.
Why? Because it was overwhelming. We're like, we're going to give them so much fucking value. They're going to love us so much. Nobody read the book. Nobody bought. So the lesson we learned is short, sexy, straight to the point.
Should I solve some of their problems? Like how should I address their pains in the ebook?
Give them so much value that they could get results without even hiring you. So write down their top 10 limiting beliefs, identify the top 3, and then give them an actionable strategy that will help them actually change their life in that ebook. And then show a picture of a client who utilized the strategy and lost the weight.
Okay, I totally get that. And my second question, I've always struggled with my avatar. I've mainly just targeted women, but I just recently had kind of like a little epiphany that I want to be working with women who work desk jobs because they struggle to get movement throughout the day. And obviously they struggle to lose weight. I was just wondering how to phrase that to my avatar, just like say women who work desk jobs. Like I work with women who work desk jobs.
I think instead of asking us, you should ask ChatGPT.
Okay.
Literally, because I could give you an answer that might take me like 30 seconds to 2 minutes to come up with. Or you could go to ChatGPT. This is the prompt. Can you please write me a tagline saying I help women who work desk jobs in 10 different ways? And then you're going to get some creative ideas and you're going to be like, oh, that one's sick. And then you can use that one.
Okay, perfect. I'll do that.
Cool. We got you, girl. Thank you. Guys, ChatGPT is a fucking cheat code. Use it when you need it. It's fire. Matthew Frias, what up?
What's up? What's up? It's been a minute. Okay, so for the past 3 months, I've been like going hard. And then in September, I hit 9K. This last month, I hit 5,200. My foot has been taken off the gas the last 3 weeks. But for like 3 months straight, I was just like going ham. I'm about to go on vacation next month. So I feel like in this weird in between of like trying to like get back on track. So I'm really here for accountability because I feel myself slowing down again. So any input would be great.
Define slowing down.
Well, I haven't even started my work day today and it's 1 o'clock here.
I have a question for you, Matt.
Yes.
Do you view yourself as a $10,000 coach or a $5,000 coach?
$10,000.
No, you don't.
You're right.
Because if you did, you'd be fucking doing what a $10,000 coach does. Get it? The reason you're slowing down is because you made more money than you think that you're worth.
Okay.
Do you get that?
So
no, pause. We're going to pause here for a minute. Cole, do you care if we go over a little bit?
No, run it.
Okay, cool. The reason that you are slowing down is because you made more money than you believe that you are worth.
Okay, so I logically understand it, but emotionally, like I don't feel it, if that makes sense.
Well, it doesn't matter if you logically or emotionally don't feel it because that's what's happening.
Okay.
So now the next question you should be asking is, how do I fucking change that? Well, really glad you asked. Vision, bro. Vision. Every single day during my contest prep, you guys, I wanted to fucking die. It was like the hardest prep I've ever done in my life. I literally had to go dark for 10 days. And every single day I woke up and I asked myself, what would an overall champion do? Do you understand that mentality? What would an overall champion do? So like, you haven't started your fucking workday yet. It's 1 p.m. Is that something that a coach that makes $10,000 a month would do?
No.
Absolutely fucking not. That's a $5,000 a month coach shit. So like every time you're like, so like the word of your fucking month, Matt, is integrity. Means doing the shit that you say you're going to fucking do.
Agreed. So I feel like my issue is I tell myself I'm going to do way too much than maybe I'm capable of doing in a time frame that I give myself.
Write this down. Find the pace you can run at. Go ahead, Cole.
I'm very curious as to like what's on your schedule today. You say I'd give myself too much to do in the timeline I give myself to do it. What did you tell yourself you're going to do today?
Honestly, this week I didn't specifically say anything.
What about last week?
Last week, everything for the past 2 months has been every day. I've done what you guys told us to do in the 10K.
Okay. And because it didn't work, you just fucking gave up on yourself and you're like, this is bullshit. I should just fucking not do it anymore.
No, honestly, just this week, I didn't do it.
Okay.
Okay. So listen, okay. If you're going to run a fucking marathon, are you going to sprint the entire time?
For a marathon?
Marathon?
I'm sure you can't.
You can't?
I don't think you can sprint
Why?
the entire time. Yeah.
Why?
Because you'll run out of energy.
Okay. So when you run out of energy, what are you going to do?
Refuel yourself.
You're going to slow down and walk. And then the fucking dude that's jogging along is going to pass your ass. Bro, I'm a fucking jogger, dog. I'm a jogger. Straight up. Find the pace you can run at. And there's different seasons, you guys. Like, there's different seasons. But like, Matt, you came on Pod Chats. I called you the fuck out, bitched you out for a little bit, made you step into your power. You hit $9,600. You were like, holy fuck, your mind started freaking out. Guys, there's like, I talked about this recently. If I walk into a room, somebody tell me what temperature the room's going to be. If I walk into a room, trick question, what's the temperature? Somebody tell me in the chat box. 70, 78. It's a trick question. If I walk into a room, what's the temperature? Whatever the fucking thermostat is set at. So your thermostat, Matthew, is set at 5K. That's what you're comfortable making. That's what you know how to make. That's where your identity feels the most comfortable. And so when you make more money than your thermostat is set at, your brain is literally going to do dumb shit. It's going to say dumb shit to you, and it's going to convince you to stop doing the things that got you to the new level in the first place because you don't see yourself at that level. So if I walk into a room and the temperature's set at 21 and I open up the fucking doors, the furnace is going to come on and it's going to make sure that it readjusts the temperature to the room that the thermostat is set at. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? And so what you need to do is you need to change the fucking temperature, which means you need to change your fucking mindset, which means you need to dial in your vision. If you actually did what the fuck I told you to do in the 10K, what did I tell you to do in the 10K? It was the first fucking video.
You write out your vision and then you make a video. I did do that.
And are you listening to it every single day?
Yes, I listened to it today. I listened to it yesterday. I have been listening to it, yes.
I've been listening to it. Was there days that you missed?
Yes, there was days that I missed.
Okay, so then you're not fucking doing the work. You get what I'm saying? It's like I have a dog and I feed it every second day. You can't do that. I shower every third day. What the fuck? Right? It's like you need to set the temperature every fucking day, bro. And I get it. I get it. You're like every day, that's time consuming. You know what's fucking more time consuming? Being fucking broke. Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
So we need to change the fucking temperature. You need to change the thermostat. Who the fuck are you? Are you 5K Matt or 10K Matt?
10K Matt.
Let's start fucking acting like it.
Okay, sweet. I will play that video every day.
Every fucking day. That's how you start and how you end your day. And every single time you're about to do some dumb shit, like fucking miss the post or miss the non-negotiables, you're going to fucking ask yourself, what would 10K Matt do? And then you're going to do what 10K Matt would do, not what 5K Matt would do.
Okay, awesome. I feel like when I do that, I'll also listen to the video again.
Dude, I also think this is fucking important. I'm going to fucking say this one more time. Find the pace that you can run at means that if you have a list of 15 things and every single day you fucking hate doing it, then cut that list down to 7 things that are the most important income generating activities. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think what happened is that I was trying to get ahead. So I was working like 12, 15-hour days and I got ahead. And then the past couple of weeks I've slowed down. So now I feel behind again.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, you work 12, 15-hour days for 2 fucking weeks. And then you work 3, 4-hour days for 2 fucking weeks. It's like, that's not going to get you anywhere, bro. I'm fucking jogging past your ass, dog.
And so what do you recommend doing to find the pace? Is it just trial and error?
Trial and error means like You need to pay attention to your energy, bro. Like that's like, this is about finding your workflow. There's a reason it's called a workflow. It needs to flow. It needs to feel good. This is why I told Sammy to take a 2-hour break in the middle of the day. Like your work needs to feel good. The reason you become an entrepreneur is so you can create a life that you fucking love living. If you hate living your fucking life, there's no point of being an online coach. Go back to working 9 to 5. At least there's stability. So like make your money and then like at fucking 4 p.m., 5 p.m., do something you actually like doing. Go for a fucking walk. If you like, I like watching Netflix series. I don't give a fuck, okay? I watch Netflix. Makes me happy. Do what makes you fucking happy. Go for a drive in your fucking car. Listen to some music. Research something you're passionate about. But don't like spend your entire life working. What the fuck is the point of being an online coach if all you do is work all day, every day, and you have no other hobbies?
Yeah, I mean, I guess in my mind, it was just the season that I'm in.
Yeah, it's season for sure, but the fucking season obviously isn't working if you're burning out.
It's not a fucking season, bro. You're embracing a storm that you're choosing to fucking sit in. It's 1 p.m. and you haven't even worked yet. I'm not even going to let that mindset join this call. What the fuck are you talking about? A season is when you embrace something that you need to deep dive into. You are consistent for 2 months. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Watch the video, do the work that Brian told you, and you'll see the success you need to see, regardless of how you feel. That break in the middle of the day will change your life, just like it changed Sammy's. My thing is boxing with a little bit of Netflix. Brian's is boxing. But you're not in a season. You're choosing to wake up and not work until after.
Mine's bodybuilding, not boxing. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, yours is bodybuilding. Mine's bodybuilding. I'm in fucking boxing. Like
you're dyslexic as fuck today, bro.
Dude, I'm fucking frustrated. You're literally squandering your fucking potential right now in a big fucking way, Matthew. It blows my fucking mind. You know what to do. Do the fucking work.
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, I know. That's why I came to pod chat. So thanks for this.
But you don't need accountability. Bray called you out within 3 seconds of you talking. Bray's like, didn't you show up like this the last 2 fucking weeks? You got the accountability. You just got to trust yourself and believe in yourself. You got more fucking power. Go look in the mirror and be like, I'm a fucking powerful individual, right?
I think, yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I think it's the trust. Like, I can handle this. I'll figure it out. I think that's what it is.
You got to stop thinking and just do. Every time Brian gives you a piece of advice, you're like, I think it's this. I think it's this. I think it's this. Turn your fucking brain off and do the work in front of you. Okay?
All right. Sweet. Yeah, got it.
All right, cool. I wanted to spend a little bit more time on you, so I'm going to make sure that I get everybody else. I'm going to give everybody else their fucking time because Chris Walsh, Emily Graham, Lloyd, you fucking waited patiently. I thought we were like rapid firing through people, and then I realized we needed to fucking rip into Matt. So we're doing the thing. What's up, Chris?
What's going on, guys?
How are you, bro? How can we serve?
Good. So this is my first time on Pod Chats, but for the last, I want to say 6 months, I've been trying to pretty much do a burnout on black ice, and I'm not going anywhere for the most part. As far as like my clientele, where it's been and where I'm at currently, went from my first year with you guys back in 2021, and then I had to drop out like 3 months in due to financial things, but I still hit 10K at like my 11th month mark after I signed up with you guys. But then I went from 10K and now I'm down to about 1,000. Okay. And it's just because when I first started, I trained with a lot of women, and it was a lot of word of mouth when I first started. So it just grew rapidly, faster than I expected. And I think I got super, super comfortable. And then once like over like an 18-month span, they all started like tapering off because they did like 1 renewal or 2 renewals and then word of mouth. But now it's like no referrals as much now. And I don't know if it's because I started slacking off, got like cocky with like the amount of growth I had. But yeah, now I'm down to only about $1,000. And
I want to ask you a serious question. I want you to give me a blank answer.
Yeah, go for it.
When was the last time you watched the unit?
Probably 2 weeks ago.
Okay. All of them?
And I was looking at, I think, yes, no, nothing in between.
Pause. Did you watch all of them?
Not all of them. I stopped, I think, on, I want to say like section like 5, because I want to like really dial in, like, because I started seeing my clients. I'm like, I need to get more people in. So I really honed in on like the first 4 or 5 sections of like 14-day challenges, DM script, and all that stuff. Because I noticed you guys did a new one. So yeah.
Did you do a 14-day challenge?
Yes, I've done 2 in the last 3 months. My most recent one, which was ended September like 3rd or something like that. But I'm about to do a new one. I think I'm waiting to get approved for our community neighborhood thing. And I'm going to run one in there.
Okay.
As a 14-day, probably start next week. I'm just waiting for approvals.
How did it do?
The 14-day challenge went good. I had 2 people that were previous clients. They just wanted to like sharpen up their skills. But it was a lot of like her friends and family that did it. but I felt like they only just wanted something free for the most part. But I did sign 2 people that week.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, bro.
Challenge.
Yeah. So first off, Chris, I want you to take your right hand, put it up in the air, and I want you to pat yourself on the back. The reason why is because you coming up and being transparent like that, like I think I got cocky and I fucking stopped like being there for my clients is a very hard thing for a coach to admit. And a lot of coaches don't do that. So they'll come talk to me and Brian. They're like, I'm doing everything right, but I'm just not fucking growing. And then we're like, well, what the fuck? And the reason why I wanted to say that first is because I don't think that you should be watching 14-day challenge units and everything else. You should be watching units on retention. And you should be asking us questions of retention. Because if you had a $10,000 a month business and now you have a $1,000 a month business, that means your clients left you because you were neglecting them. Or something happened. Okay. It could be because you weren't growing and you just said, fuck it. But if you were getting a shitload of referrals and you were serving the shit out of them, your business wouldn't have tanked. Even if you didn't do any more lead gen. And I know that because when I was ending off fitness coaching with Aesthetic Nation, I literally ran my business for 6+ months straight. I didn't do any hunting ever. It was all off of referrals and renewals because I was serving everybody the highest of my ability and word of mouth was so high. So that's number one. I think retention is forefront of mind. This should be for all of you guys, by the way. If you bring an individual into your business and you serve them like a motherfucker, that one client will be the gold mine to your business. They will bring more people. They will bring more people. So serve. So the first thing I want you to do, Chris, I want you to audit the batch of clients you have right now. Have I been showing up the best way I can? Are they getting fucking results subjectively? Not like, oh, they're getting good. Go look at their calendar. Go look at their weight. Go look at their photos. Am I getting the results they want? Yes or no? If the answer is no, what can I do to better it in the next 6 months? Deal?
Yep.
Here's the next
Perfect.
thing. I think this is going to be your next lead gen thing. Can I jump in, Cole?
Yep. Yeah, go.
Okay. Any one of the clients, every single client that you've worked with in the last 365 days, you're going to hit them up and you're going to be like, yo, Sarah, what's going on, girl? I hope you're having the best day of your whole fucking life. Do you mind if I ask you a question about your experience working with me? Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to say yes. Like, can you give me some honest feedback on what your experience was? Like, maybe I would love your insight and like what it was like working with me as a coach. Like, is there anything I could have done to serve you better? Were you happy with the results you got in the program, et cetera?
Okay. Almost like a testimonial, but like just more feedback.
Almost a testimonial, but more feedback. And the reason you want to do it like that is you're going to get valuable feedback in terms of what you should improve in your program, but you can also lead gen these people to rejoin.
Okay.
Yes.
And you could literally be like, cool. Like, how have your fitness goals been since we last worked together?
Okay. Yeah. Cause a lot of them, like, cause my fiance, she works at an all women's gym and that's where like 80% of all my clients came from. And it was from their members to the coaches that work at that all women's gym.
Yeah.
And I felt like 2 of them, they kind of they did my program. They got amazing results, but then they started shortly after started doing online coaching as well. And they, I don't know if they started taking like, oh, you're making that much? Because she reached out to me. I was trying to help her. I'm like, this is what I would do with like, you want to help somebody, so on and so forth. Do this, that. But then she started using my stories as in like, what are you lifting today? Or what's your favorite food? Or like, this is what I recommend you doing, like almost an online and kind of mirroring everything I'm doing.
Yeah. So
and when I started seeing like everything kind of like taper off of like, okay, I'm not getting no more.
Rule number 1, never business coach your clients. Okay. I've learned that the hard way. Trust me.
Okay.
We watch Brian do that a lot.
I do that a lot. I still do that sometimes. I'll get a video editor and he's like, I'm only charging $5 a video. I'm like, bro, you should be charging 50. And then Cole DM him. He's like, yeah, I charge $50 a video. And Cole's like, what the fuck?
Like, you motherfucker, dude.
So never business coach your clients. Okay.
Okay.
But outreach and figure it out because you're making assumptions and assumptions only make an ass out of you and me. So figure out the actual.
Agreed.
Okay. And lastly, like if I can have one more question, it's going to be kind of like, who should I be reaching out? Because I've been doing like a lot of people who are like in their like fitness journey right now, just random people, whether they've lost like 100 pounds and they still need 100 more pounds lost. I go into like their comments and there's obviously potential there as in like people like, oh, you're so inspiring. I wish I can get started.
Pause.
Are those people that
I don't want you to be thinking about that.
Okay.
The next call that I want you to show up to is Cole's content audits.
Okay.
Because if you solve your content problem, you won't have to do outreach.
Okay.
Agreed.
Right? Like there's 2 ways to get leads on social media. You can hunt or you can make them come to you. The better way is to make them come to you. So if you can solve the retention problem and you can make leads come to you, you won't need to hunt.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, brother. One thing I just want to say is you have muscle memory with your business like you do with your muscles. So once you hit 10K once, you can do it again.
I think I just need to find like that missing puzzle piece on like
I agree.
I'm missing, whether it's like people come to me. And
I agree. I just want you to know that if you hit 10K before, you're this close to making a micro shift that's going to do it again. So stay in the game. Stay focused.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, bro. We'll see you soon.
Yep.
Emily, what up?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much for squeezing me in. I really appreciate you just like sticking around past one.
You're
I'm
welcome.
gonna make it quick because I have to pee. And I also have a client call or like for a new client, she's gonna be signing. So putting that
Love
in
it.
first
Love that.
at 1:30. So I just wanted to like start with a win first and foremost. Like I've been with you guys since February. And honestly, like I went in like 50%. And it was like it got me to a certain point. Like I was like consistently growing, but it was fucking slow. Like it was like, 2K, 3K, kind of like stalled around 3K. And then I went to the last event and I was just like, it totally changed my mindset. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm going all in. And I hit 5,200 last month.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. And I'm like, I'm full time in this now, which is super exciting. So I have like all the time in the world. Like I'm super dialed in with my schedule. Like I'm showing up to calls. I'm like trying to raise my hand, even though I'm like kind of nervous sometimes, So I like want to come into the 10K mastermind. That's like my goal for early next year.
Let's go.
But I've been doing like avatar audits, right? And I've gotten to this point, and I talked to Nick about it just by like basically serving everyone. Like my avatar and my like I help statement was like, I help people like, or women like build muscle, lose fat, like do everything, right?
Yeah.
And I've really struggled to like hone in with my content. And I think with that, I've gotten like 50% of people wanting to like really take it serious in the gym. Like they've been doing it for a little bit, but they want like the results for real. And then another 50% is like weight loss clients,
Yep.
right? And I'm kind of starting to figure out that like the weight loss clients, like I do love helping them, but I feel like, I've done a lot of work like on like my personal development, like mental work, spiritual work. And I want to like tie that into my coaching, but I feel like, a lot of the weight loss clients are like kind of down here. And I feel like I need to like really like bring them up here. And I also didn't have like a drastic weight loss story or anything. Like I was always skinny and like, wanted to build my glutes and tone up, which is like the other 50% of people. So I think I like want to just hone in on my avatar being that, because that's what like makes me happy. And, I feel like I can like bring people up and really relate and like really hone in on my content. So I guess just like my question for you guys is like any like advice or recommendations to really just like go all in on that, other than just really like honing in on my avatar and like the content.
Well, go ahead.
Clearly define it, because as much as I definitely understand what you're saying right now, I also have no idea who you're actually trying to target. You're like women who are on a spiritual journey, who have been skinny their whole life, who want to build up their glutes, is what I kind of heard. And hopefully that's what it is. So what I need you to do is I just need you to clearly define it, because when it comes down to it, I see two different viable options. One is switch up the content that you've been doing to target the individuals you actually want to serve, like you just said. However, that means you're changing what you're doing that is currently working, which is something me and Brian will never advise you to do. Or you think about creating like a more in-depth level that / phases. So you bring in everybody, all right? Again, the weight loss and the regular individuals, and then you have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, or phase 1, phase 2. Long story short, all that means is the fancy way for they do your program for 16 weeks, and then you upgrade them to their next 16 weeks or the next phase, which is more than just weight loss. It's about muscle building, spirituality, mindset, and more.
Right.
So,
okay. And then I think that's kind of, sorry, go on.
I want to jump in. So I have a little bit of conflicting advice. So it's good that we get both of our opinions. My advice is, one of the things that you said is doing this type of content makes me fucking happy.
Yeah.
I heard that. And
Yeah.
so that is what I think you need to lean into. And so I'm gonna jump in on Cole's train for a second, because there is a way that you can do it like Cole's suggesting. Kirsten has a option. So Kirsten's my wife. She's got an option where there's like, you can work with her for a VIP one-on-one. It's a 12-week mindset and fitness program, etc. But before you work with her for a 12-week one-on-one, you need to go through her self-study program where she basically teaches you how to level up your mindset. So you could have some sort of self-study weight loss. And so it's like, let's say you're creating your content because at the end of the day, you're going to attract weight loss clients no matter what. So there's an option for you to create, like maybe it's like a $399 8-week weight loss program, or if you have weight loss clients that come, you can sell them this $399 program, and they have to go through that program before they can join your coaching program.
Okay.
Inside of that 8-week weight loss program, you know, on week 1, there's like a 10-minute video about mindset. They have to do it. And then they have the weight loss program, the training, nutrition that's already pre-built. You could pre-build that and sell that to people that come in that are interested in weight loss, and you don't have to do anything. And you're still making money from the weight loss clients, because regardless of whether or not you switch your avatar, you're still going to get girls that will message you being like, I need to lose 20 pounds.
Right.
Agreed.
There's that. Then you can also have your main fitness program be what you actually fuck with. And I truly do believe that when you make your main fitness program what you actually fuck with, you will like, your business will expand rapidly because you actually enjoy your content.
Okay.
And it sounds to me like the avatar that you're going after is girls that have going to the gym, but they're not seeing progress.
Yeah.
Right. So if you hone in on girls that are going to the gym and you're not seeing progress, I think that avatar, there's a very profitable niche in that, because I think you have the physique and the look for it. And like at the end of the day, for an avatar like that to work, you need to it's kind of like, if you want to work with men to get shredded, you better be fucking jacked yourself. Right.
Yeah.
And so like, if you're looking for women that want to get better results inside of the gym, then you need to have the physique that women want to have, and you have that. So I do think that you'll be really successful in that niche, and I think you should double down on it.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And then just in terms of like, because obviously this is outside of the modules and self-study program, and then going into the VIP, like how do you pitch that or market that? Or is that just something that's on the call that you like assess the person and where they're at, and then you tell them?
So before you do that, I would identify who you want to work with.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the type of person that I want to work with. Okay. Then when you're on a call with somebody, if somebody doesn't fit their criteria, the only thing you pitch them is the self-study. Okay, great. So we do have an 8-week long, and you don't pitch it as a self-study. That's not what you're saying. We have an 8-week long weight loss program, and here's what you're going to get. You're going to get training, nutrition, accountability. You're going to check in with me at the start of the program, at the 4-week mark, and at the end of the program. If you complete the 8-week program, you qualify to work with me in my one-on-one coaching offer. But I do not work with anybody in my one-on-one coaching offer until they go through this 8-week program. Is that fair?
Okay.
That's how it would work. And then your main offer is your quote unquote VIP.
Yeah.
And then that's what you sell to the people that you want to work with. Anybody that comes on a call, this is what you get. If you are this avatar, if you're not this avatar, you have to go through here. It's just like if somebody comes to me from my Instagram and they're like, I want to join the 10K mastermind. And I'm like, cool. Like, tell me a little bit about what your business goals are at. They're like, well, I'm making $0 and I have no idea how to post on social media. I'm like, that's so great that you want to join the 10K mastermind, but you need to go through the Change Eyes Academy and you need to hit $5,000 a month before I'll even consider you for the 10K mastermind. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So you've got like a barrier. It's like, okay, you can get here. This is cool, but you have to go through here first.
Right. And so right now, like my VIP, like one-on-one offer is 16 weeks long. So you'd like keep that 16 weeks and then
Don't change a thing. Yeah. So that's the same. And then you start building the trainings in the group and the mindset stuff that you're doing in the group and the Zoom calls in the group. You start really integrating like some of the practices that you use yourself to get yourself to the level that you're at. Because I truly do believe that's one thing Cole talks about as well. Like the reason that you have the physique and the body and the life that you have is because you have the mindset, the habits, the rituals of you. And so if you want to help people get to their level, then, and the people that are attracted to you, you need to teach them what you know. And so you can actually teach them what you know in terms of like the spirituality and et cetera. Like I teach spirituality in the Millionaire Mastermind as well. I talk about the universe and alignment and all that shit. So like I'm a big believer in that. And I talk about that a lot in the mastermind. I'm not going to talk about that in the academy because, you know, the academy is like, how do I get a client? And if I tell somebody like, trust the universe, they're gonna be like, go fuck yourself. But it's like in the mastermind, right? In the mastermind, I will talk a little bit more about that. So
they're more advanced and they're ready for that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. And so like in my content, would you like even bring that into it at all? Or is it?
I would first, step number one is to define who you want to work with. And also last thing I'm going to say, and this is super fucking important, because I talked to Mariah Fontana about this. If you want to follow, actually don't follow Mariah Fontana about this yet because we're still working on this. But so Mariah Fontana is one of our VIP one-on-one clients, and she's on a spiritual journey as well. And so she's like working on finding her spiritual voice, but like her problem is that she's like not talking about fitness as much as she needs to. And so the biggest thing I'm going to fucking say to you is the thing that will sell fitness programs is fitness content and before and afters of you and your clients. And so define who you want to work with and create valuable content for that avatar. That's step one. Don't think about the spirituality and bring that into your content. Yeah, that's not for your content. That's for your clients.
Got it.
No.
Okay, that makes so much sense. Thank you so much. And then just one last really quick question. Like I'm doing a 14-day challenge on the 6th, and I feel like I have a couple like they're like challenge addicts, and they just want to like get in there every single challenge. Like, would you let those people in, or would you have like a serious conversation? Like, look,
Hey, yo,
like,
Emily, I love that you want to join another challenge. That's awesome. However, I do have a 2 challenge max for random individuals that just want to challenge hop for me. If you want to talk about regular coaching, because I definitely think that you need it, we can have a conversation. Let me know. Bye.
100%. Okay, that's
I'll let
perfect.
you know I'm done.
Hey, I love it. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm
You're
glad
welcome.
I
Got
speak
you.
up. I never speak up, so I'm glad.
We
I'll
got
do
you.
a quick comment. Okay, thank you,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Lloyd Elliott, last but not least.
Thank you for hanging in there.
Of
Thank
course,
you.
brother.
Yeah, so I mean a lot, to be honest, like the last few have kind of resonated quite a bit, like your responses. So really like I'd say I've been in the CLA for like 2 months. Well, just under 2 months, I think. And before that, like last year I was hitting 10K months like consistently. And then it kind of, and I've had a couple this year, earlier in the year, but I hadn't got a client off of Instagram for like 4 months before I joined. So it's obviously sparked. I followed the stuff. I needed to get back to basics, so it sparked me back up and everything. That's exactly what I wanted. So yeah, it's all good, but I'm struggling a little bit with like my content. Like last year, my content I would post and it would do sick. Like I had reels like get loads of views all the time, no problem with speaking to people. But now it's like crickets, like I'm just not getting any engagement, or I'm having the same conversations with someone. It's like it could be 5 times in a row, like, thanks for liking this one.
Yeah.
And it's just getting like painful. Like I just feel a little bit stuck with where to go with that.
Perfect. So Cole's he's got a lot to say about content. So I'm just gonna say something really quick. All I'm gonna say is algorithms change. And as algorithms change, your content like style / approach needs to level up. So if you're not changing as a creator and evolving as a creator, you get left behind. As an example, like my content started popping up way before Cole's did, because I was doing like these voiceovers and almost like video edits, but then I got addicted and stuck on that video style, and Cole adapted when he needed to adapt, and he started doing talking videos way before I was willing to do that. And because Cole adapted faster, he started blowing up faster. And then finally, once he blew up to like a certain amount of followers, I was like, I should probably fucking start listening to Cole. So you need to evolve as a creator. That's what I'm going to say. And then I'm going to let Cole talk.
I'm just going to say, I'm pretty sure we've already talked about this. And we talked about this, if I'm not mistaken, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did go over it. Yeah.
Right. And
But
you built
like-
your entire account off of boxing, right? So meaning if you
Yeah.
don't post boxing content, in-depth boxing content, it's going to continue to flop. And that's because 90% of the followers that followed you is for boxing. So what we need to do is we need to first, and I want you to define this in under 30 seconds. What are you trying to do with your social media?
What teach men over 35 how to lose belly fat, get in fight shape, learn real boxing skills.
Okay. Meaning, so get in fight shape, lose belly fat, develop real boxing skills. Those are the 3 pillars we need to lean into then. Meaning, any video that is not about actual boxing conditioning or boxing technique is probably going to flop due to the fact that it looks like you built your account off boxing videos. We had a conversation about this already, right? Now, does that mean it's a bad piece of content? No. That just means we got to post it anyways and disconnect from the fucking views, because some videos aren't going to do well. If I post anything about business coaching, guys, it fucking flops like a motherfucker. However, the coaches that actually are following me DM me being like, thank you. Like, I needed this shit, because they saw a piece of content they needed. It might have not gone turbo viral because the views aren't everything. It's about the content you're producing. And then you need to start building yourself up as an authority as a fitness coach in boxing now, not just a boxing enthusiast. Feel me?
Yeah, because
and that's going to take a long time.
Yeah, because my clients, all they need is like the number one thing they need is nutrition. But yet talking about nutrition just like dies.
Right, because nobody followed you for that. So you need to start doing it, right? Mix it in. As long as you enjoy it. You guys know I'll always preference that, as long as you enjoy it, because I don't do anything I fucking hate. I refuse to. All right. Talk about nutrition in a way that you enjoy and understand that your first fucking 50 videos are probably going to suck dick and nobody's going to want to watch them. Okay. That's just how it is. And I'm being serious.
First 100. First 100.
Yeah. There we go. I was going to pivot and say 102. It's that truth. You guys will like start switching up your content. That's why I said I'm pretty sure me and you talked like literally 2 weeks ago, because you guys will get advice. You'll start doing it. 5, 10, 15, 20 videos won't get you anywhere. And you're like, what the fuck? Guys, I've been growing on social media since 2016. I didn't actually pop off until 2021. Yeah, now, can you do it faster? Yeah, probably, because you have me in your corner now. But it's still going to take you doing the reps in the first place. Feel me?
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
So define your niche, define your purpose on social media, sub-define it so you get a little bit more specific, and then start building content off of those sub-definitions. Deal?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Go get it done.
You got it, bro. That's it.
Thank you.
It's like, it's fucking frustrating, but keep fucking going. I get it.
Yeah, and because like it was just like last year, it was like
no one cares about last year.
I know, I get it. I get it though. I fucking get it. Yeah. I get it. Bro, it took me, I literally was posting on The Real Brian Mark fucking 2 times a day, 7 days a week for like fucking 10 months. And it took me 10 fucking months for my videos to start to pop. And then my content started to hit. And now it's like, now all my videos do well, but it took me 10 fucking months, bro. 10 months. Yeah. So be patient and fucking be resilient and like have the fucking will to keep going. Also have the will to keep testing. So it's like, if you post 10 videos in a row in the kitchen and they all flop, like, all right, so nutrition videos are important, but the videos in the kitchen are flopping. Let's do it at a fucking restaurant, right? And then you fucking do it at a drive-through. Like, all right, guys, we're at the drive-through at McDonald's. This is what I would order, right? And then maybe one of those videos hits. Okay, fucking sick. Okay, now let's go to the grocery store. These are the 3 foods you should avoid in the grocery store.
Yeah, I like the drive-through. Yeah,
right. We got to experiment, right? We got to be committed to experimenting. So it's like, if you have that curiosity, then you'll be willing to experiment. But if you're like, fuck it, fuck the nutrition videos, fuck all of it, you won't experiment. So be curious, be willing to experiment.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Keep mixing it up.
Bet. All right, King. We see you.
Thank you, guys. Cheers. Nice one.
Guys, you know where to find us. Cole Luz da Silva. What's your podcast, dog?
Wake Up the Wolf podcast, but hit me up on YouTube because my main platform that I'm pushing right now.
Bet. All right, guys. Peace and love. Have the best day ever. We'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Let's go. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.